Hey guys, uh, this is for my in-person class, although I'll share it to the online class too, in case you need help with it. But I tried to work this out for you in class today, and then when I just had a minute to sit down and think, it seriously took like less than a minute when I was actually able to think about it and look at it. I was seriously overcomplicating this in my brain, and you probably have been too. And so let's just jump into it. Units of production data for two departments of Atlantic Cable and Wire Company, and they have the drawing department and the winding department, and they give us the work in process, the completed and transferred, and so work in process at the beginning, the completed and transferred, and then the work in process at the end for both departments. And it says determine the number of whole units to be accounted for and to be assigned costs and equivalent units of production for the drawing department. And it doesn't say it in exact words, but because of the dates involved, it's saying how many units from July are do we need to account for? And what's for some reason, I think what confused me is I thought I had to deal with these first units, and I believe it was Tim was saying we didn't need to, and now that I've had a chance to look at it, it really is that simple. So honestly, all we have to do is in whole units, we're just going to add together the fact that we had 10,250 units that we completed in July, and then we had 500 units that are in process. These units were started in June, and so they're not part of what we're trying to account for in July. So I feel almost a little silly that I overcomplicated this in my brain so much. So I'm going to say on mine, your numbers might be different. I'm going to say 10,250 plus 500, the work in process. That's how many whole units I have to account for, 10,750. And then my equivalent units of production is all of these units plus the equivalent units here. So I'm just going to say 500 units times 0.65 or 325 units plus 10,250. So all we're really saying is in whole units, it's the number of units I started the month with. I mean, that I produced, I completed and transferred to the next department during the month, plus any units left over. The whole units that were in process at the beginning of the month, they're from the previous month. So we just take that plus that, so completed and transferred plus work in process for the whole units, and then completed and transferred plus work in process times the amount completed. Uh, and that's for our equivalent units of production. Really that easy. We'll do the same thing on the second one, 10,150 plus 300. So 10,450 whole units. And then for our equivalent units, we'll do 300 times zero point 0.3 or 30% plus 10,150. So all of the units we completed and transferred out plus 30% of the units in process because that's the amount of work we did during the month. 10,240. And there we go. It might be easy to be like, well, why shouldn't I count 45% of the work in process in July? 55% was created during July. And the answer is because this includes those. It's completed and transferred out. So this is all the units we completed and transferred out. And so we don't have to account for that, the ones that were in process. Anyway, I hope that helps. Like I said, it was really easy for my brain to overcomplicate, so I bet I'm not the only one. And I hope it works for you.